Hello, welcome to part 2 of my series about moving in Japan. Today's topic is Key Japanese Real Estate Terms Explained. As I mentioned in part 1, which if you haven't already watched, go and check that out first. I recommended for you to build a list of requirements so you have a better understanding of what needs and wants you have for your home and also what area or areas you're interested in. Once you have that checklist, you can approach Japanese real estate agents and get started that way. Alternatively, I actually found it easier to just browse for properties online. The 3 main websites that I used were Sumo, Homes, and Mitsui no Ore House. Links to these are in the description box below. So let's use Homes as an example. Here is their homepage. I have my Google translated to English for ease of use. To start, let's scroll down and choose Rent. Then select your area. Not sure why this hasn't been translated, but you can choose the area here or by train line, map, and other conditions. I'm actually just going to go with train line today and Tokyo. And here are all your train route options. Check whatever is applicable to you. Let's go with Yamanote. Now on this page is where you narrow down your search even more. So this one are all the train stations that's along the route or routes that you selected, and since Ikebukuro jumped out at me first, I'm going to choose that one. And we've got 1,593 search results at the moment, but of course that number will drop once we put in these other conditions. So the first one here is rent. How much can you afford? Put that in. Is your minimum and maximum amount in yen. Sometimes some places may also offer some special incentives to try and attract more potential tenants by getting rid of some fees like admin fee or no key money, no security deposit, etc. So let's just pause here and I will explain some of these fees to you. Now this is not an exhaustive list, but I will cover the main ones that you're likely to come across. First, key money. This is basically a gratitude payment to your landlord that's worth about 1 or 2 months rent. It is non-refundable and can feel like you're giving your hard-earned money away for free. So if you really don't want to pay this fee, there are other options available. For example, you might want to rent through a company called UR Chintai. However, gains in one area might mean sacrifices in another, so you really just need to weigh up your options. Next, security deposit. This is a one-time fee and it's also worth about 1 or 2 months rent. However, this one is refundable when you vacate the property, given that it's not damaged or anything. Okay, agent fee. This is money paid to your real estate agent and is no more than 1 month's worth of rent. You may also need a guarantor, which is a person or company who will act as your insurance and promise to cover any costs that you don't should you, say, suddenly flee the country or disappear. Now, when I first came to Japan, I was lucky because my workplace actually acted as my guarantor, so I didn't have to worry about finding one. So definitely check with your workplace or educational institute first to see if they can do that for you. Otherwise, you can go through a guarantor company, which is what I'm doing at the moment with my current place. Again, the process was made easier because there was my agent had a guarantor company that they're connected with, and so I just went with their recommendation. Next, insurance. This will vary depending on what insurance you get. Currently, my insurance for my place is 9,250 yen per year, and that covers things like damages from strong wind, fire, water, etc. And of course, there's the monthly rent and maintenance fee. Usually, the maintenance fee is displayed as a combined price with the rent when you're searching. Now let's talk about fees involved at the end of your lease term or when you terminate a contract. Generally, lease terms in Japan are 2 years. That means at the end of this period, if you want to renew your contract, you may need to pay a renewal fee and also your guarantor and insurance fees again. Renewal fee is like key money. It's worth about 1 or 2 months rent and is non-refundable. So again, if you want to avoid paying this fee, there are other options available like renting through companies like UR Chintai. So you just need to do your research. Now you can choose to end your contract within the lease period if you'd like, so you're not locked into 2 years. However, the cleaning fee and any repair costs would still be the same as if you terminated at the end of your lease period. The cleaning fee for my previous apartment was ridiculously high. It was 101,000 yen. I asked a lot of my colleagues and this definitely does not seem like the norm, so I definitely made sure to check that fee very clearly for my current place, which thankfully is not nearly as high as that. Okay, now I just wanted to give you a few other expenses to consider that I forgot to mention in my last video. Make sure you also factor into your budget things like removalist fee, groceries, utilities, commute, mobile phone, furniture, home appliances, and any of the miscellaneous things that you need for your home and living. Alright, back to the website. Condition number 2, occupied area. How big do you want your home to be? You can put in your minimum and your maximum in square meters. And then underneath here, floor plan is what kind of layout are you after? Now, LDK stands for living, dining, kitchen. Here is an example of a 1 LDK apartment and 1K, 2DK, 2 LDK, and you get the point. Okay, walking distance from the station or stations you selected previously. Unspecified just means you don't have a preference, and if you do, then this is where you put it in. And then same as building age, if you don't have a preference about how old the building is, then leave this checked. Otherwise, choose another option. Building structure, these 3 are the main ones that I came across during my search. I personally prefer a reinforcement system, and I'm also okay with steel frame, but definitely do your research about the different construction materials. Popular preference conditions, so by bus/toilet, I think this may just be a bad translation, but from memory this may be the option to choose having a separate toilet to shower area. So some homes have them in the same room like this, and others have them separated like this. Okay, second floor or more. In Japan, you should bear in mind that second floor actually means level 1 and first floor is actually ground level. Indoor washing machine place. Okay, so I learned this recently. Some homes in Japan, I'm not sure if maybe it's just the older one, because when I went to my colleague's home last week, she lives in a building that's, I think it was built in the 1980s, and her washing machine facilities were actually outside on her balcony, whereas my place is a newer building, and that's there's a specific spot for the washing machine inside. So that's what that means. Air conditioner, not every home has air conditioners installed, so a lot do, but you just need to keep an eye out because that would be an additional cost if you do want air conditioner. And also some places, maybe they'll only have it in one room and not another one, and that's also something you should look out for. So these are all pretty self-explanatory. Auto lock is the security door. So do you need a key or a code to get into the building? Down here are more specific conditions. Now, I don't really think it's necessary to tick these because honestly, the more you tick, the less options you're going to have, if any left at all. So I'm just going to scroll back up and just put in some conditions to show you as an example. Since Ikebukuro is an expensive area, let's go with a higher budget, 50 man per month, 500,000 yen. And I don't want any smaller than 45 square meters. Watch that number go down. I want 1 LDK or 2 LDK floor plan. And then I'm just 1, 2, 3, awesome. Okay, station, I don't need to be too close to the station, I guess. I'll just leave that unspecified. And age I want within 20 years. And building structure, I'll just leave that blank, and I'll leave these blanks too. Okay, so I've got 80 options here. Okay, so here is the search results page. On this side is just a picture of the building from the outside and some more just little snippets of information about that particular property. We've got the rent and the address, how far it is from the station and what station, size, and so you really just need to go through these, and maybe there's certain buildings, the look of it might jump out at you, or the conditions are particularly attractive. So take your time looking and browsing. I'm just going to choose the first one as an example. So for this apartment, the monthly rent is 158,000 yen. This 3,000 yen here, I think, is just telling you how much the monthly maintenance fee is, and that should already be included in this figure. But of course, check anything that you're uncertain about with your agent. The key money, the deposit is 1 month and the key money is 2 months. That's a lot. It's very new, finished in June this year. Southeast facing, 47 square meters, 1 LDK floor plan, which looks like this. And let's just have a look at some other photos. So this is the spot for your washing machine. Okay, this is a very typical looking Japanese bathroom. We've got a separate bathtub and shower area because a lot of Japanese people like to wash themselves and make themselves all clean first before hopping into the bath. And this here is a removable cover for the bathtub. And now here is another example of a toilet that's separate from the shower. This here are the toilet seats where there's like this thing that comes out and then it sprays water so it can cleanse your bottom if you want. I have one in my home, but I don't really use it that much. And okay, let's just scroll down here. So here's some more information about the property, like building structure, what floor it's on out of how many in total in the building, how long the contract period is, and how much it'll cost you if you want to renew after that period, and just other information, how close it is to different schools or amenities. And really take time to look at all of these. And for me, when I was looking, I had a Google Doc where I just collated all my information and research, so it was easy, it's in one spot, and I made notes as I was searching because then it was easier to actually remember things about each property, because after a while everything kind of you get all confused about what you've seen and where it was and what specific home or what link you wanted. So good planning really helps you in the long run. Okay, so if you are interested in the property, here are the contact details for the people you'll need to contact to ask more questions or to arrange an inspection if you wish. Alright, so that is a run through of what to expect when searching for Japanese properties and some key terms that you'll come across. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!